Hey, what's going on? We're going to talk about how to steal more bases, and I got 9 tips for you for this video. So I really want you guys to pay attention to this one, because if you use some of these tips, you can start stealing more bags this season. And of course, who doesn't want to steal more bases? Before we get into this video though, I want to say thank you to Victory for sponsoring this video. Victory is a custom performance insole designed to return the energy an athlete generates as explosive power. Put simply, this will make you run faster, jump higher, and be an overall better performer on the field. Worn by over 150 pros who shaved off 1/10 of a second on their 60s and added 1.6 inches to their verts. You can try the Victory insoles too, risk-free, for 30 days at the link below. So the first thing you have to know is the pitcher's move, right? You have to be paying attention all game and watch to see what kind of move this guy has. Does he have a good move? Does he have a bad move? Why does that matter? Well, if he has a good move, obviously we got to be more careful. We got to be more defensive. If he's got a bad move, we might be able to expand our lead a little bit more. So knowing the pitcher's moves are very important, right? Now, good pitchers will show you a bad move. There was a guy on our team that I played with when we went to the JUCO World Series. He used to show a couple bad moves at first. When he would just try to keep that guy close, and he would show like a medium pace move, and then all of a sudden late in the game when he needed it out, he'd break out, boom, and pick a guy off. So know the pitcher's moves, whether they're fake or real. Does he have a real bad move, or is it a fake bad move? Study the pitchers. The more you watch the game, the more you're gonna know when you get on the base, does he have a good move? Does he have a bad move? How far can I get on my lead? The second thing you gotta know is the catcher's pop time. Right? Because if you know the catcher's pop time, you're going to know if he has a good one or not. And if he has a good one, then it's going to be tougher for you to steal a bag. If he has a slow pop time, you might be able to walk over there to second base. But you have to know that beforehand if you want to steal more bags, right? So between innings, the catchers take a practice one down. Have a stopwatch. Get ready. Your coach should be doing it, but if he doesn't, you have one. Have a stopwatch in your bag, and while you're sitting there watching, get the catcher's pop time. Even if it's during the game, just hang out with a stopwatch in your hand. Pay attention to it, okay? That's a very important one, because if a guy is slow, if a catcher has a slow pop time, you can steal bags all day long. The third thing you gotta know is the pitcher's delivery time, because let's say the catcher does have a good pop time, you can actually steal bags off of the pitcher. If the pitcher is real slow to get to home, even if the catcher has a good pop time, you can steal bags all day long, right? A good pitcher, what I tell my pitchers is they want to be 1.3 seconds to home, meaning from their first movement to when the catcher catches the ball, 1.3 seconds or below. That's a fast time. If they're slower than that, if they're 1.6, 1.8, 2 seconds, you can steal bags all day long. So there's your stopwatch again. Have it in the dugout. Time the pitcher, okay? Not only time the catcher, time the pitcher, because if he is slow, you can steal him all day long. The fourth thing you got to know is your own time. How fast can you steal a bag? So you're gonna have to do this in practice, obviously. Get your lead, get a typical lead. Don't get a bigger lead or a smaller lead than normal. Or you can try all three, but know your time from the time it takes you to first start to second base. How long does it take you? Because then you could do the simple math, right? You can say, okay, it takes me whatever, 3.5 seconds to get to second base on a stolen bag. Then you could do the math. Okay, the catcher throws a 2.0. The pitcher throws a 1.6. That's 3.6. I should be able to slide in there with 1/10 of a second to spare. And that's if they do everything correctly, right? So if you can just do the simple math, then you'll know, hey, I can get in there with ease. And then you're going to provide yourself with more confidence, because so you're going to be able to steal bags even easier with that confidence. Now, know your time from first base, but also know your time from second to third, right? Because we also want to steal third base more times than we don't we? The fifth thing you want to know is the situation, right? Is it a good situation to steal, right? There's better situations to steal than some other times during the game, right? Is it a really close game? Is it a really good catcher, really good pitcher? These are things all you got to take into account as far as situation goes. Maybe a good situation to steal is with 2 outs or 2 strikes, right? Because then you're more likely to get an off-speed pitch by the pitcher there. Or you're more likely to, if you do get out, that guy's going to come back up the next inning. So these are all things that you kind of want to think about situational-wise when it comes to stealing more bases. Tip number 6, or the 6th thing you need to know when trying to steal more bags is, and this one might be common sense, but I see it done wrong a lot of the time, and that's slide away from the tag, right? So if you're coming in and you see the second baseman you know, going to the back side of the bag, then you want to slide to the infield side of the bag. If you see him at the front of the bag taking a good throw, then you want to slide to the back of the bag. Slide away from the tag, right? The further away you are from the tag, the harder it's going to make and the longer it takes them to get the ball down to you. So if it's a bang bang play, if you slide away from the tag, you're going to be safe more than not. Number 7, this one's a great one too, is to check the catcher's signs, okay? And what you want to do for this one is after you get set up, you're still keeping your eyes on the pitcher, and you actually want to have your hat kind of facing the pitcher. But what you're doing is your eyes are looking in at the catcher's signs. So he's giving signs right now. You're looking at the pitcher, but your head is facing the pitcher, but your eyes are actually right under your bill looking at the catcher. Is he giving an off-speed sign? Is he giving a breaking ball? Is he giving a curveball, slider, whatever it is? Because if he is, that's a great time to steal a bag, right? If he's throwing a fastball, that's going to be harder for us to steal the bag, right? So if we're trying to steal a bag and we see, okay, he's throwing a curveball, and we know this guy's got a big loopy curveball, even if they've got good times, we can probably still steal this bag because we know a big curveball's coming. Also, if it's 0-2, 1-2 in the count, right, he's probably throwing that breaking ball or off-speed pitch out of the zone. So now we have a doubly good chance of stealing that bag. So looking in at the catcher's signs, obviously you don't want to make it blatant. You don't want to be like looking at the catcher like this. That's why you want to keep your head on the pitcher and kind of just take a peek real quick as and it's only for a second. You're not staring in there. Just kind of take a peek, see it. Okay, I got it. Boom, I'm ready to go if it's a off-speed pitch. Tip number 8 for stealing more bases is commit to the attempt, right? That means if you're gonna steal and you get a good jump, go. Don't go, you know, go full out. I see sometimes guys will get going and they're like 3/4 of the way and they feel like they're not gonna beat the tag, so they stop and they end up getting in a pickle too early when it might have been, the throw might have been a little bit high and they could have slid in there and got it anyway. So go in there with full conviction, commit to the stolen base, right? If you get a good jump, obviously if you get a bad jump and you can stop right here, then bust your butt and get back because you don't want that catcher throwing behind you. But if you do get a good jump, commit to it. Go 100%, have that conviction that you're gonna get there and go in there with that attitude, that aggressiveness into the bag, because you have to have that belief when you're doing anything on the baseball field. And tip number 9 is stay aggressive, right? Because just because we stole second base doesn't mean there's going to be not going to be an overthrow into the outfield. So once you get in there, get up and ready to go. If it was an overthrow or a bad throw or bobbled or whatever it is, be ready to go. Always be ready to get that next bag, okay, no matter what. So you're not just sliding into second to be safe at second. You're sliding into second and anticipating a bad throw or a blocked ball or whatever it is, so you can pop up and start to get around if you can. Obviously, don't get tagged if the ball's real close, but you want to be aggressive, be ready to steal that next bag or get to that next bag, right? Also, once you get there, be ready to steal third on the next pitch. Let's say it was a good throw and you just beat the tag. Now you're safe at second. Be ready to steal third right after that. Nothing hurts more to a pitcher and to a defense than you stealing second and then stealing third. It's like, man, we just had a runner on first. 2 pitches later, he's on third base. You know what I'm saying? So be ready to go. Stay aggressive. If you know you can steal that bag, be ready to go. One tip I'll give you for stealing third base is pay attention to the pitcher's looks. What I see a lot of times is pitchers will give one looks to the guy at second base, meaning they'll come set here, look at the guy on second, look home, and pitch. If he does that, if you notice, if you've been watching in the dugout and he's doing that with everybody that gets on second base, once he looks to second and looks home, you can take off, right? He's only giving you one look. I've seen so many guys take a wheelchair into third base, cruising in like this after the pitcher giving one looks a couple of times. So if he's not mixing up his looks, take third base easy all day, okay? Guess what? After you steal that first bag to third, you're gonna hear their pitching go, switch, change up your looks, what are you doing, right? But you gotta pay attention beforehand, make sure he's doing that a couple times to steal that bag. Steal second, be ready to steal third. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you like these 9 things that you need to know if you wanna steal more bags. If you did, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, because I got a bunch of baseball videos that I'll be posting. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll be notified every time I upload those videos. I post 3 or more new videos a week. So if you're about getting better at baseball, go do that right now. Also, if you got any questions, hop down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. And I wish you the best of luck. Let me know how many bags you steal after you watch this video. I'd love to know. Thanks, guys.